Hi, I'm Dr. Roger Ohanesian. A lot of people have difficulty taking eye drops, and there's a right and a wrong way to do it. This video will teach you the right way to take eye drops and also give some tips about those people who have a hard time doing so, how to do it the right way. First, when should you take your eye drops? If you're supposed to take more than one type at a time, separate them by a couple of minutes or so. This lets the first drop absorb before it gets washed out by the second. Most eye drops come in bottles and that have a screw-on cap. Once you've unscrewed it, you've got to remember that you can't touch anything to that top part. Otherwise, it'll become non-sterile. You have to remember that any bacteria that gets on the surface can grow into the bottle and contaminate the drops. Last thing in the world you would want to do is to put contaminated drops into the inside of the eye. Some drops come in a little vial where you can twist off the cap. These are usually drops that have no preservatives, and they're designed for you to take in a single drop and then throw the entire thing away. Without preservatives, there is nothing to keep the bacteria from growing inside the bottle, and so the manufacturers make them for single use only. Throwing the vial away is what's really approved by the FDA. And to save money, some people like to use these drops more than once. Don't do it. If you're going to do that, here's what I recommend. Keep the top of the vial from touching anything. I've heard that some people store the vial with the tip up inside a clean shot glass or other narrow container. Keeping them in the refrigerator will also minimize, but not entirely prevent contamination. Really, there's no better way than to use it once and throw it away. All right, and here's how to take your eye drop. First, tilt your head back as far as possible. Then, holding your eyelid down, take the dropper and place it above your eye. Look into it and you'll be able to see that drop, and the drop will come down in a pocket that you've made between your lower eyelid and the eyeball. This is something that will probably work best if you aim at the tip of the drop. And it'll give your right hand better control and stability if you link it on in some way to the lower hand, so that the dropper will not touch your skin. Squeeze out a drop and let it fall into the pocket. You can do the same maneuver on either eye. Putting the drop on your forehead or cheek doesn't count, but it may happen, and it does when you're new at this. If you miss, try again, and you'll find you get pretty good at getting the drops in. If you absolutely can't do it, there's another way that's almost quite as good, but not as good as getting the drop in the way I've just spoken about it. What you can do is you can look up at the ceiling, or lie flat if you prefer, and put the drop in to a little pocket in the inside of the lid. Then put it in both eyes and then close the eye and roll it around a little, and you'll find that it'll get into the aperture, the pupillary fissure. And when you get into that lid fissure, you'll feel it on the eye. There's a opportunity for skin contamination by that way, so it's probably best to wash your face first and cleanse it before you go and put that drop in. However, this method is better than not taking the drops at all. And by the way, there's never a reason to take any more than a single drop. Many people feel that in order to make the disease go away, more is better, so they'll take and put 2 and 3 drops in. The eye will only hold 1 drop, and so taking any more is just a waste of medication. Some people feel that they can't, they say that they can't feel the drop when it goes into the eye. If you refrigerate the drop, however, you'll know. When that drop goes in, it's cold and you'll feel it. So many ways that is a better way to do it. Refrigerating will not harm the drops either. And sometimes it's good if the drop stings. You have less irritation if the drop is cold. I hope you find this information makes taking your eye drops easier. I'm Dr. Roger Ohanesian. Thanks for watching.